Welcome to the students in this operating system lecture, computer system architecture. Myself, Patwari DN, working in the Department of Computer Science, Sri Shivaji College, Parbhani. As we see in operating system, there is a we see in last video that computer system organization. Here we see that computer system architecture. In previous we introduced general structure of a typical computer system where computer system can be organized in number of different ways, that as a single processor systems or multiprocessor systems. Most computer systems use a single processor. On single processor system there is one main CPU capable of general purpose instruction set execution that include instructions from user processes. Single processor All single processor systems also have some special purpose processors. For example, math coprocessor. They may also have in the form of device specific processors such as disk, keyboard, graphics controllers, or on mainframes. There may be in the form of more general purpose processors such as input output processors that move data among the components of the system. All these special purpose processors run limited instruction set and do not run user processes. Sometimes they are managed by operating system. In that operating system sends them information about their next task and monitor their status. For example, a disk controller microprocessor receives a sequence of requests from main CPU and implement its own task, disk queue and scheduling algorithm. This arrangement make easy or relieves the main CPU of the overhead of disk scheduling. PCs contains a microprocessor in the keyboard which convert keystrokes into codes to send to the CPU. In other systems, special purpose processors are low level components built into the hardware. Operating system cannot communicate with these processors. They do their jobs autonomously. The use of special purpose microprocessors is common, does not turn a single processor system into a multiprocessor if there is only one general purpose process CPU, and such a systems called single processor systems. Another example is that multiprocessor systems. There are multiprocessor systems also known as parallel systems or multi-core systems that dominate the landscape of computing, and such systems may have two or more processors in close communication, share the computer bus and sometimes clock, memory or peripheral devices also. Multiprocessor systems first appeared in servers that have migrated to desktop and laptop systems also. Multiple processors appeared on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablet computers also. Multiprocessor systems have three main advantages. One, that increased throughput, second, that economy of cell, and third, that increased reliability. So in this first increased throughput, by increasing number of processors we expect to get more work done in less time and the speed up ratio of n processors is not capital N, but it is less than n. For example, there are 5 processors used for doing some work. That work will not be reduced by 5 times less. That will be something less than that, or that will take some more time. When multiple processors cooperate on a task, certain amount of overhead is incurred in keeping all the parts working correctly. This overhead plus contention of shared resources lowers the expected gain from additional processes. Similarly, n programs